It's DRC in the white with the blue trim. They will be defending the goal to the right-hand side. Congo in the red, as we have seen throughout this tournament. So the first quarterfinal underway here at Estadio de Bata. The battle of the Congolese. The derby game. Much anticipated, lots of excitement ahead of this encounter. And we expect it's going to be a real feisty match. Fullback is Sama. Former Vita Club player, now in Angola, playing for Cabusco. He's been ever present in this competition so far, in the tournament. So off the head of Bisiki, a little progress here for the DRC. The country was known as Congo Leopoldville in 1968. They won their first Nations Cup title, and then they were called Zaire in 1974. They won for a second time. First sub-Saharan African side to go to the World Cup as well in West Germany in 1974. Those were the glory days for the DRC. They haven't really been able to recreate them over the last couple of decades. This might be an opportunity, though, to huge potential, as Claude Leroy was saying yesterday, as their former coach. Let down by administration and a lack of facilities, but with 70 people, he said they should be as good as a Nigeria or a Ghana at this level of the competition. Ndinga. Congo in red, of course, much smaller, less than 5 million people. Looking to shoot from long range, and the first effort in anger today comes from Bukamutu. To get onto the edge of the area, strikes the ball with the left foot, and Bukamutu from Angers in the second division in France is wide a goal with his efforts. Now the first set piece opportunity of the afternoon will go the way the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mafumbi in goal for Congo, just 20 years old, plays in the 5th division in France. They'll be looking to test him early on. Bukane with a header that goes wide. Key man this afternoon for the DRC is the big number 9 from Dynamo Kiev in the Ukraine, formerly with Anderlecht in Belgium. The only African to win Belgium's Footballer of the Year prize. That 2 years ago, the Belgians actually flew out to South Africa and presented to him in a live television broadcast from the edge of the swimming pool of the hotel in Port Elizabeth. Isama forward. Foul by Mabwati. Raggedy little player based in Spain. Foul was on Bisiki. Top in search of that big frame of Dore, little support from his skipper Onyange. Inga had the last touch there. There'll be a throw-in for the DRC. He's been around Claude Leroy, particularly on the... Also coached in Asia with Malaysia and with Oman and with Syria. Free kick to Congo. Goes against Mabwani. Just 3 minutes for him in the last game against Tunisia as a late substitute, but takes the place of Joel Kimwaki in today's starting lineup. 2 changes by this man, Florent Mbenge. Spent most of his time in Europe, growing up and also coaching in the lower leagues in France and in Belgium. And has had a very successful 2014, of course, taking the club from Kinshasa to the final of the African Champions League. They lost narrowly on the away goals rule to Anton Setif of Algeria. And they'll be back for another bite in the next couple of weeks. As soon as the Nations Cup is over, the club competitions get underway the very next weekend. Here's Mbokani now. Up against Mubio. Holds off the defender well. Mbemba now. Decision against the member. It'll be a throw-in for Congo. Under left band, they've got two in the DRC squad. Reserve goalkeeper as well from the Belgian champions. So Baudry back to his goalkeeper. Mafumbi will clear his lines. Congolese goalkeeper has not looked that convincing in this competition. Still very young and still inexperienced. Chancel Massa was the first choice for Congo in the qualifiers against Nigeria and South Africa and Sudan, but the young Mafumbi at the age of 20 gets a chance here at this tournament. I'm sure DRC would like to test him from range early on, but they need possession. It's Ndinga who does well. Dore takes his eye off the ball. The back of his shirt says Forde. It's a combination of his first name and his second name, Ferrobore Dorde. Now Mbokani chasing down with Mabele, who does well, the youngster from AC Leopards in Congo. Two home-based players in this Congolese side. Ball for the DRC. Sula to take it. Baudry with a clearing header. It's out of play. It will be a throw-in as the DRC make a little bit of progress down that flank. Now Mbemba. Makiadi. Kouane will be pleased with a couple of early touches there just to settle the nerves. This is good running. Sama also effective down that right-hand side, really is the epitome of an attacking fullback and brings a lot to the party for the DRC. Now Mongongo finds Bolasi. Mbemba beats the challenge of Ndinga. Sama's kept that in play. Bisiki comes across. Siki will get the little touch in there and he'll get the foul as well. Sama a little unnecessary with the follow through. He apologizes to the referee. Congo have yet, or DRC I should say, have yet to pick up a yellow card in this tournament. Extraordinary. 3 games, no sanction. Not much in the way of travelling support for both of these countries, just a little too far to come to Equatorial Guinea. There are a couple of hundred in the colours of either country in the stands looking to create some sort of atmosphere for these two to work in. It's going to get rowdier as the game progresses, as more and more fans come in for the next game, the Equatorial Guinea against Tunisia quarter-final, which will follow this way. Bolasi, that's a lovely little effort, just over the top. Speculative drive, but with a bit of curl. First one in real anger in this game so far. Chase on. Mabele, who's still in his early 20s, and had a torrid afternoon, one would expect, trying to deal with Mbokani. Now Ndinga out wide to Dimitri Bisiki. Played in the Chan tournament last year in South Africa. Congo didn't make it past the first round. We Fuma looking to turn. Kidiaba clears. This is Baudry. Mitsingi. Dinga. So Mongongo with a foul there on Dore, and we will have a Congolese free kick. The men in red looking to progress. They've yet to have a decent chance in this game. Remember, they were behind against Equatorial Guinea in the opening game of this tournament. Here at Bata scored dramatically some 3 minutes from time. And upset the odds with that victory over Gabon. Skipper Oniyangi scored, and Fuma got his second against Burkina Faso, and there was one as well late on in the game. Somewhat fortunate for Onana, who's on the bench today's encounter. Just 2 goals for DRC so far in this competition. Olasi against Zambia, then a goalless draw against the Cape Verde, and they got a 1-1 draw with Tunisia here in Bata in their last group match to qualify with just 3 points. Bokila scored, and he's in the starting lineup again here today. Cut out by Makiadi, fulfilling the role today that is vacated by the injured Yusuf Mulumbu, the player from West Bromwich Albion, battling with a hamstring injury. Diaba. Now Makiadi, Isama, all a little bit cautious at the moment. So much at stake, of course. The massive upset for both of these teams to reach the semi-final of this competition. One of them is going to do it. Neither realistically would have had that in their sights coming into this competition, but they certainly do now. Now Mabwati. Olasi looks to get the cross in. So last touch of Mubio, and we will have a corner kick here for the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mabwati's going to leave it. He was thinking about it for a second or two. The goalkeeper right there on the in the small box, and perhaps indicative of the pressure that they want to put onto the young 20-year-old Mafumbi in Congo's goal. It hangs up there for Bokane. Didn't get the clean header he was looking for, and maybe another chance at the back post, and Mbemba with a header. Marking was perhaps a little poor, and Chancellor Mbemba from Anderlecht with a good opportunity there, driven across at the second attempt, and he was wide off target. An immediate disappointment for Mbemba. It's highly rated in Belgium over the last 6 months or so. Really made a big impact on the league there, as he's won a regular place in the Anderlecht team. Another opportunity, dragged back here, miscued by Bokila, and not well dealt with at all by Mafumbi. Well, Bokila will be disappointed, plays in Russia these days. Perfectly dragged back, he was in a great position too, didn't hit it with enough power, but Mafumbi fumbled as well. Best football from either involved there, but another set piece, a second corner. Bokani looks for it, gets a little leg in there. Ndinga holding off here, and Ndinga's going to settle for the goal kick. So 3 chances in the last 6 minutes, it must be said, for the DRC, with Bolassi with that curling shot over the top, and Mbemba's header unmarked at the back post, and then Bokila, who miscued it. Now Kidiaba. Borgi will take over. Plays in the 2nd division in France, looking for the free kick, not putting pressure on. Arguably the quickest man here before us, an incredible pace we've seen. The funkiest hairstyle as well. Mongongo now with Evian, battling near the bottom of the log in Ligue 1 in France, but formerly with Monaco. Central defender of some pedigree. Zakuani back to his goalkeeper. So that's Kidiaba. Looking for Bokila, looking for the touch on for Bokane, and the foul goes against the DRC striker, who understandably looks a little perplexed. It's a strong challenge in there by Babele. Although Bokane was backing into the player, Babele was risking potential sanction and giving away a free kick at the same time with the way he challenged. Mongongo with a clearing header. Mabwati. Now Ndinga. Much bigger pitch that these 2 teams play on here than they did in Ebebiyin. Congo had 1 game and the DRC 2. Zakuani with a clearance. He was in the squad 2 years ago in South Africa when they participated and didn't get past the first round. Flags up, and it'll be a Congo ball. Bukamutu plays it back to Bisiki. There is Dore in the middle, but the goalkeeper Kidiaba. Big clearance from him as well, looking to get Bokila away. Mabele with a cover defense. This is an exciting youngster who reckons got to be on his way to Europe come the end of this tournament. Several who would have spotted his potential. Kasusula, Olasi. To Mongongo. Kasusula. So the winner of this game plays the winner of tomorrow's encounter between the Ivory Coast and Algeria. Match up in Malabo. Progress for Mabwati. Decent cross in. Velasi pulls it back. Kasusula. Little chip in search of Bokane. Too strong. Chance has gone a begging there for the DRC. Zakuani underneath that. Makiade under some pressure. Tough midfield battle with Ndinga. This is Mbemba forward. Mabwati. There are 3 waiting in the middle. If you can get a cross in. Right past Bisiki. Lovely little chip. It's over the head of Mbemba. No chances being taken by Litsingi, and we will have another corner for the DRC, who are certainly looking the better of the 2 teams so far. Bufuma. Away he goes. shows that he's given up the chase there. Only picture of some frustration is TV Bafuma. Bokila. Got an exciting front line, it must be said, the DRC, with Bokila and Bokani as the two big strikers. Classic centre forward. Bolassi on the left. It's a little frame of Mabwati on the right-hand side. All of them very competent attackers. Baudry. Now it's wide to Bifuma. There are 280 in the middle. He's going to attack them here. Look to try something on the left foot. Came into traffic. Be cleared away. Last touch of Congo. DRC ball. Terek Grozny is the club of Jeremy Bokila. Russian Premier League. And Mabwati combining. Ngongo. Bolassi. Some good defensive work at the back from Mubio. Welcome to return to the lineup for him after suspension in the last game against Burkina Faso. Bifuma back in again, looking for the pace of Litsingi. Forward by Makiadi. There's the VIP box today. I'm sure the president of Equatorial Guinea will be along for the second game. For the moment, the executive committee members from CAF, including the president, Isahaya too, amongst those watching. Some wonderful atmospheres here in Bata at the stadium for all of the matches involving the host nation Equatorial Guinea, and we expect much the same later on this evening. Bifuma now laid wide to Bisiki. That's a hasty shot, but they'll get another attempt, and it's steered away by Zakuani, who got in the way there. Corner, it will be the first of the game for Congo. The effort from Mutu, certainly on target. Zakuani turning it away for a corner, and Congo a little bit on the back foot in these opening exchanges. Now get a chance to try and set something up from the set piece. Bifuma to take it. 5 players inside the penalty area. It's a shallow one, looking for Ndinga. Not clear just yet. Now Bokani gets it further forward. Here is Bolassi as the counter. Bokila leaves it behind. Bolassi wants it back again. Good running from him. Bisiki's come across. Early ball. Just blocked there by Bisiki. Oniange. Babele, return ball to Oniange. The foul is going to go against him. Good work from this man, Cedric Makiade, from the Bundesliga in Germany. Kidiaba. Wonder what sort of celebration he will have tomorrow. 39 years old, the goalkeeper of the DRC, Robert Kidiaba, second oldest player to compete in this tournament. Hossam Hassan of Egypt was 39 and some 5 months when he played his last game at the Nations Cup finals. It's an incredible achievement to still keep going at the age of 39, and Kidiaba has his birthday tomorrow. Baudry with the clearing throw-in, helped on by Mitsingi. Foul in favour of Baudry, just being held back by Bolasi. Iran wants a bit more force and energy in that middle. Once more running up front as well from Bifuma. Not as aggressive as he could be. There he is now. Let's see what he can turn on. Little one touch, looking for the return ball from Dore. It was a poor one. Mubio, Bisiki. Oniange has the flick on. Bifuma. Not cleared convincingly by Mongongu. Now it gets a big heave-o forward from Kasusula. Flick on from Bokane. And here's Bokila. Bokila looking to play in Bokane again. 3 defenders around him made it difficult. Ndinga. And the turn from Bukumutu. Waits for Bisiki. Two of them almost interchanging in that left defensive role. Both of them like to push forward. Not working out there from Bokane. So the DRC initially with best of the chances so far, but chances is perhaps with a small C. A little bit cagey this game. Mafumbi. Mongongu didn't time his attack with a head all that well, but gets away with it. Zakuani began his career with Leyton Orient in London and then off to Stoke City, now at Peterborough. He's been there for the last 7 seasons. Played both in the English Championship and in League One at the moment. Never in the Premiership though, Gabriel Zakuani. Macchiadi. Bisiki. Oniange now. Bifuma's gone on a bit of a run. He's all on his own though. Along comes Mongongu to intercept. Nice work from Kasusula, the Mazembe man. Another well-travelled veteran in this team. Has been on the international circuit for some while now. Always going to be something of a tight affair between two teams with a handful of quality players at the international level, but also a couple of journeymen as well. Good pace from Bifuma. Put the pressure on. Bemba beaten there by Oniange. They're also having a fair battle in the midfield. Now Ndinga. Turn from Dore. Mitsingi out wide. He plays his club football in the Czech Republic. Bokumotu. All the way back to Mubio. And they'll try and start all over again, Congo. This time through the middle. To be Fuma. Isiki. Bifuma. So another corner. Isama had the last touch, and Congo, as we pass the half-hour mark, looking to make some headway. Animated as ever, Claude Noir on that bench for Congo. Some work here for Robert Kidiaba. This tournament started in exactly the fashion that he did not want it to start, with the goal from Singoluma of Zambia after just 2 minutes of the first game that the DRC played. He's only let one in since. Now Bifuma, past one. Bisiki as the decoy, and they have the throw-in. Remember how hot and humid it is here in Bata. That certainly will increase the tempo of today's game. Bokani. Kolassi out in the right fullback role momentarily. Having a Rostam along the way. Mongongu now. Kasusula. And Demba back to the goalkeeper. And all the while, as this game unfolds, so the crowd gets bigger and bigger. Locals all coming in their red colours to support Equatorial Guinea. They're up against Tunisia later on. But first, we must find out who is the first side through to the semi-finals. Congo, of course, getting the better of the highly fancied Burkina Faso, runners up at the last competition. Big scalp for them. They beat Gabon as well. 2 good victories coming into this game. And the DRC, as we said earlier, 9 successive matches at final tournaments, including their appearance in 2006 and then their next one again in 2013 without a victory. 3 draws in the last competition in South Africa and 3 draws here. Of defeats in 2006 and a draw as well. Last win, beginning of the 2006 tournament against Togo, so it's almost a decade. 2 tournaments later, DRC still to win on the field in a tournament encounter. So Bifuma will be the target man, driven in by Ndinga, headed away by Mbemba. Intercepted by Baudry. Bifuma, support from Gui, and the foul by Litsingi. Was a bit slow there as he came through, making contact with Macchiati, who goes down. The referee from the Seychelles across to check. It's a tough trooper, is Macchiati. His father played in the Nations Cup in 1988 in Morocco. A football family of some prestige, 3 brothers who all play a professional game. Macchiati in the midfield today in place of the injured Yusuf Mulumbu. Here's Mabwati now to the byline, left-footed cross. Shot and a chance for Bokila again. who I think got caught by surprise. Again, not enough power to test the Congolese goalkeeper. It was a very good run down the flank from Mabwati, switching across to the left-hand side momentarily. Bolassi's gone out onto the right. They've had chances. Mongongu. Over the head of Bokani and a foul against him. Referees have been pretty severe on that in this tournament. Let's another look at the chance. I think Bokila really got caught by surprise. The deflection here, and he reacted far too slowly and just stuck a little leg out. Didn't get much in the way of contact at all. Now the chase is on here with Mongongu and with Dore. Mongongu doing well. So does Kasusula, but the danger not cleared yet by the DRC. So it's Congo's ball. Kasusula caught a little far forward, and cover defense provided by Mongongu, and to his credit, Kasusula back very quickly to help out with the defense. Baudry with another one that hangs up in there. Bifuma. Didn't fall for Onyange, but it does fall here for Makiadi. It's 3 against 4 as the DRC push forward. Bolassi beats Basiki. Makiadi wants it back to the corner flag. Mubio with the defensive work, and it looks as it's DRC ball. The linesman changing his decision. Basiki clears. Mbemba. Free kick to the DRC, and Mbemba brought down. This is still within striking distance. Bifuma back helping out in defense, commits the foul. Makiadi's there. And Kasusula as well. 2 of them over the ball. Fancy Kasusula with that left foot might give it a bit of a crack here from outside the penalty area. Floats it over the top, and that's a disappointing effort for the DRC, and you can see the shoulders slumping there. Not much for Mafumbi to do. Getting on these days is Jean Kasusula, been around for a while with both the national side and with TP Mazembe. Usually a bit more reliable on those set pieces. Header from Mbemba. So Bukila gets the free kick. DRC have been involved in 1 goalless draw already. That was against the Cape Verde. They'll get to take this free kick again. This time hit by Macchiadi and cleared away by Dore. Here's Bifuma now with that pace of his. Is he going to go right at this defense? Still Bifuma brought down. We might have the first yellow of the game. Macchiadi with the challenge from behind and gets the yellow card. Almost a foul, sacrificing himself for the team there, Cedric Macchiadi. Bifuma looked to be away. Though to be fair, he got a touch on the ball. Bifuma making a bit of a fuss of it, but Macchiadi somewhat surprised, and well, the replay evidence suggests that the DRC perhaps a little hard done by here by the referee from the Seychelles, now looking to get them back the required distance. 20 fouls already in this game. Not too many good, clear-cut scoring opportunities. It'll be Delvin Ndinga. His luck from range, and from Monaco on loan with the Greek champions Olympiakos. Shot though is a powerful strike from Dore. So Ndinga was the decoy. And Dore took the shot, and his free kick whistling by the goal of Kidiaba. Let's see how close it was. Always rising. The goalkeeper really didn't have to make much of a stretch, but I'll tell you what, that was hit with some power by Dore. Big clearance out of defense from Babele. Zakuani back to his goalkeeper. Flick on by Bokane. Here's Bolassi. Such an exciting player on those flanks. Sasula Isama just losing a bit of the initiative. This is Bolassi again. You can see the esteem with which he is held, as there's a whole posse of Congolese defenders chasing onto him. Frustration for Florent Mbenge. He's given the job just before the qualifying competition. He's only had around about 8 months in charge. Training camp in Cameroon ahead of this tournament. New CAF training facilities which are in Cameroon. A whole technical centre opened in the last 6 months there, and countries and clubs invited to use it. The DRC also against Cameroon in the build-up, and a couple of matches against Cameroonian club sides who are always tough and physical, and will serve them well, the preparations there. Similar weather conditions too. Now coming around the back is Litsinge, looking for something from the referee. Well, he might have taken an effort himself on the half volley there on that right-hand side, instead played it in. Now at the other end, Bokila gets the shot in. That's a little better from him in terms of power, but more frustration for Bokani on the right-hand side. He's just not getting the service that he would have hoped for. We are now a minute plus stoppage time away from half-time here, and a chance for these coaches maybe to sharpen things up a little bit for the second half. This was never going to be a goal fest between these two countries, always going to be tight and cagey. Could be a long night yet here at Estadio de Bata. So Zakuani is the player down at the moment. challenge with Dore. And you can see contact made between the two heads there, and Zakawani has felt it much more than the Congolese striker. And his ankle hurt in the process as well. Born in Kinshasa, but brought up from an early age in London. Like Bolassi, not that great with French, which is the lingua franca really between the players. Limp off, and you wonder how serious this is. 3 minutes he played in the previous match against Tunisia, and then he gets a starting berth here for his first full appearance at this edition of the Orange Africa Cup of Nations. And Zakawani, we're hoping to make it past half-time. A minute added on. We'll start that minute now. Be cautious from DRC, down to 10 men until the half-time whistle sounds from the referee from the Seychelles. But on the balance of the first 45 minutes, they've been perhaps the more attacking. Chances for Mbemba, for Bolassi, and particularly for Bokila, this man in picture here, who perhaps a little wayward with his shooting. But up front for Congo, of course, Thierry Bifuma remains a very dangerous prospect, but lots to do in the change room at half-time, one would fancy, for Claude Leroy. This is Bifuma in picture.